be sure to lift our spirits.
I'll take your word for it. Ugh, the Grand Bazaar is such a shitty place to get to. Oh, I don't know the quickest way. Let's go this way. It's like the one place they didn't think needed a waypoint. Whereas it's the one place I think
really
needed
tough
one.
being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Dude, if only you knew about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. You know how weird it is being the only person to remember a god? It's creepy. It's uncanny, unnerving, and somewhat scary. Don't Discord.
We're here! What should we eat first?
I think that the traveler's too busy in conversation in thought. I have a nagging feeling like there's something I'm missing, something important that I'm forgetting.
Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
What's the traveler missing? Sorry, it's just give me a minute, I'm still processing. Do we have to meet him somewhere?
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat.
Come on, brain, let's dig this out. It's got to be in there somewhere. It was something about Irminsul and deleting oneself. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, forbidden knowledge, Nihida.
What is it? Have you figured it all out?
I hope so, because I haven't. Yes, that was it. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. She said that no one can erase himself from existence, not even her. Otherwise, why would she need to create her own reincarnation and Lesser Lord Kusanali to do the deletion for her? There would be no point. Oh!
Why'd you jump up all of a sudden?
Someone else has to do it for you. How's it work in the case of the Balladeer then? No, I can't tell Paimon. She doesn't know about Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. But this is a crucially important detail. It's simply not possible for the Balladeer to completely erase its own existence. In which case, that's question and case together in case you're wondering. In which case, the question is, what happened to him?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
He has a whole new outfit. Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't even think about that. Now, remember what I said, traveler. You need to go up and give him a big hug because he needs some affection in his life.
Hey, wait!
You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal grabbed my last 2 fresh Sunsettias and ran off.
He's so much more chill.
Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay? What is it? Work's too boring for you? Or has the big city got too many distractions?
Oh, he's working here.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. Sorry, boss. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting. It can be hard to focus.
This is such a different guy.
Who's that guy? You know him or something?
That guy is the Balladeer.
He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting yourself get distracted. I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so thankful you agreed to take on an outsider like me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look, we're all out of Sunsettias, and I promised the lady down the street I'd deliver a fruit bowl this evening.
Leave it to me. I'll find some more. Just a moment. I'll be right back.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsettias, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now?
Let's follow him.
Okay, stay out of sight. Don't let him see
I
you.
still say you need to give him a hug. He needs a hug. Which way did he go? Did he go this way? Out of my way. Follow the person you just saw. Scaramouche. Did you go to a sunsetia tree? Where'd you go, buddy? He totally disappeared on me. Oh, he just popped in for a second there. Here, is going to pick some sunsetias.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his sunsettias? Isn't that a bit too cruel?
So is this what Scaramouche would have been like if he hadn't been corrupted by betrayal and rage and vengeance? Is this the kind soul he was meant to be? Although, to be fair, the whole A situation probably fucked him up right from the beginning. But is this who he was meant to be? Shush you.
Oh, all right.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back.
100% yes. If I wasn't seeing this with my own eyes, I would never believe it.
Huh? You two over there. Is there something I can help you with?
He spotted us.
You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not to notice.
You're right, we were following you.
Have we met before?
How'd you erase your own memory?
No, we haven't met. But you know me?
Yes.
I have no recollection.
It's complicated, but I do know you.
Are you absolutely sure?
Sorry, but I just can't take your word for it.
I can prove it. You're a puppet.
A puppet? What makes you think that?
Huh?
You were right. The look on his face.
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people.
That is so weird. Like, I get that people had to forget about him in memory, but I didn't expect him to forget himself. Huh. So how have you lived for the last 400 years? Have you been living kindly? Maybe you didn't exist for 400... Yeah.
Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure whatever it is must be important.
There's somewhere I want to take you.
Okay, but please let me deliver these goods to my boss first.
Are you really working for that guy? He said you don't want any more for it. Is that true?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm, and he let me take shelter in his cart. In return, I said I'd be his helper for a while.
I suppose he doesn't need money. He doesn't need shelter so much as a human does. He doesn't need food. You know, these are kinds of things that we need money for, but he doesn't. So, yeah, it makes sense.
That's oddly nice of you.
Let me take these back. Then I'll come with you, okay?
Okie
And
dokie.
let's return to the city.
I mean, you didn't go far. I'd technically say you were still in the city. Really. I mean, you're like 5 steps from the gate. Return to the... Oh, the grocery store. I've just realized no one has the Akasha terminal thingy on their ears anymore. I didn't even notice.
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more. Who are these two?
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me. Sorry, boss. I'm afraid I'll be away from the stall for a while.
He just
I was
sighs.
just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid. Don't waste your time here.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world.
Because water
like
doesn't
you had
affect
nowhere
him.
to be, and didn't even care that it was raining. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right?
And he can't get sick.
Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm if he's not trying to get somewhere? And why is he taking a shortcut through the open country if he's not even in a hurry?
Very fair points to make.
But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly not all this. Your time is valuable. You know, you should go live your life.
But I don't...
He doesn't have a life.
No, you're right.
I have a new question. I commented on your hat earlier saying that it was back heavy. Can I point out that it got heavier with your change of outfit? Because you've got massive heavy metal bits hanging from it now. There's absolutely no way that shit should be staying on your head unless it's sewn in.
Then I suppose
Look
this
at
is
them.
where we say goodbye.
These things here.
Thank you again for taking me into the city.
That must be so heavy pulling it backwards and yet it just sits on his head.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all kinds of characters over the years. I just hope you find your path.
Thank you. All right, done. Thanks for waiting for me. We can go now.
Where are we going? Oh, the sanctuary of Sarastuna. Surastana. Wow, totally transposed the vowels. I apologize. Sorry, I was treating it like the doors of the bazaar, like they just swing open for me. They do not do that. You ran straight into them. Are we going to give him his memories back? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That seems kind of cruel in a way.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
You tell us a little Kusanali what happened in the Grand Bazaar.
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself.
Sounds like any old samurai. Ronin? Samurai?
Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called previous incarnation. Oh, like a past life or something? Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
This is where I sort of feel like it's starting to get cruel to tell him.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm glad he grasped that very quickly.
You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
Let's see. You were created and probably discarded by your owner. I'm missing a betrayal. What was the other betrayal? No, something else happened to you. Then you were used as an experiment to cause the destruction of a lot of people around you, and thus you thought you were betrayed and become a tool of vengeance. And then you were tortured, very much tortured and experimented upon once again to become a god. You suffered a lot, my friend. Yeah, I wouldn't have called it a wonderful existence myself. We're just trying to think where to start.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear.
It really seems cruel to be telling you, but hey, some things you need to know.
But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
Is that what he did? He let go of the part of himself that was bitter so that he could be happy. Nita tells the Wanderer about his past.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
In terms of the outcome alone, that's true.
But your life seems to have changed for
I
the
don't
better.
think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time. A chain of cause and effect. A cycle of karma and consequence.
In other words, context. This is why context matters.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
Because right and wrong is still rooted in the context of a moment.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Hey, I found him entertaining, if nothing else.
We're not trying to hurt your feelings or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
How do you know, Paimon? You don't remember. We were each other's enemies, bitter rivals to the end.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find the truth?
Because you're a sad, wounded soul and I took pity on you. He's like a little deer, injured, stumbling through the forest.
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy, but now he's just some random stranger we met on the street! He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything. What a weird situation.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, as the god of wisdom, I trust that everything you told me must be true.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them for myself. I want to experience my own transgressions.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name.
Oh.
There is nothing in this world for me to cling to fill the void within me. Except maybe these sins that can never be undone.
Is that how we ground you? I know you do give him a name. Spoiler alert. I know I give him a name. I get that part. But okay, so that's how I give you humanity? I can't give you a heart.
Very well. As you wish.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him? This one's kind of on us for bringing him here.
Did the Fatui give him the name Scaramouche? Well, no, they would have given him the Balladeer. Who gave you the name Scaramouche originally that you don't have it in this lifetime? Must have been the Fatui.
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might face, it's my burden to bear.
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise him on my behalf?
Can do.
Good point. Given your, unique situation, we'd better keep an eye on you.
Understood.
Thank you. Now, prepare yourselves, everyone.
Enter the memory. Reminiscent drift. Okay. Oh, what the? The memories of a certain puppet. He can be the Balladeer, harbinger of the Fatui, and he can also be the Kabukimono who was once sighted in Tatara Suna. Let's go get it. We get to fight a Scaramouche. Yay. He was fun.
This looks like Inazuma.
I can't use him well, but he was fun.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using information extracted from your memories. These memories will show you the raw truth, but be aware that enemies may react just like in the real world. Please be careful.
Sounds like an immersive experience. It's a good thing we came along.
You don't need to do this for me. I don't deserve your protection.
You need to learn to find your own self-worth.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once, but that was your doing.
Now we're finishing the job.
All right. Thanks.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your Balladeer incarnation, this is where the Electro Archon placed you after your creation. You had a great many memories here.
Is that because this is kind of like his birthplace?
You could say that, in a sense. You'll see why shortly.
Are we going to
I
see
hear
A?
footsteps.
This place is huge.
It's
I can't believe
Katsuragi.
the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built it. The crystal marrow miners? No, there's no way. Look at this exquisite construction work, and so well preserved, too. No mining crew would be capable of this. There's someone passed out on the ground.
Is he thinking this or is he saying this? Because his mouth didn't move.
Who are you?
You're awake. What happened? How'd you get stuck here? Are you injured? Not a scratch. And these fine clothes. Who are you?
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake Pavilion and took him back to Tatara Suna.
And the rest is history. Well, it used to be.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Poor guy.
Let me
But
get you out
why?
of here. Our people are
I
nearby.
still don't get why
Hang
he
in
did
there.
that.
During the Tatara Suna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabukimono, disappeared not long after. As the second in command at Tatara Suna, responsibility for what had happened fell to Mikoshi Nagamasa. But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's insistence, Nagamasa killed him to put an end to the Tatara
That's
Suna
why I
incident.
couldn't understand. I was like, why would Nagamasa just kill Katsuragi? Like, I don't get it. What happened? Was it an accident? Okay, at his insistence because of the life debt he had. Yes, okay, that makes sense.
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a
He
warrior,
was.
but he has a kind face.
He was a good guy.
Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Right? Any loot? I looked right at it, but I was looking at that one back there. Easily missed that.
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining
Just
us.
take me back. Where am I going? Oh, this is open over here. Does it ever stop? Look at that. Barely a scratch. Or burn, I suppose it's the case, maybe. What's that for?
Huh? What are we doing back here?
I hear voices.
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty, but there's nobody here.
I was abandoned, like you. I lived here for a while at first, but there's nothing for us here. We can't stay.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make swords, but the factory manager died. And then my dad got sick.
This isn't, Niwa's child, is it?
He kept coughing all the time, just like me. Then Mom started coughing too.
But you can't. You promised me.
That's not how life works.
Yup, we're family now. We're gonna be together forever and ever.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, the balladeer didn't know what to call him. His father died before he could name him. After his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. Some of the neighbors helped to raise him. After leaving Tatara Suna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him. They made a promise to live together.
What happened to the child then?
He died from his illness while he was still very young. The balladeer came home one day and found that he had stopped breathing.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something!
So that's the final betrayal I couldn't remember.
You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others. you betrayed me too.
I think I was confusing Niwa and the kid. I was thinking that Niwa's death is what was the betrayal, but no, he thought Niwa actually betrayed him. And it was the kid's death that was the betrayal. I was confusing the two.
The voices have gone. It looks like the memory ends here.
Let's keep going.
Ooh, new room. This looks like a fighting room. Miss me. There's no enemies though. She mentioned enemies, but there aren't any.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct
Here they are.
you. I've been waiting. What you
Wait, this is the
are
jester.
is a weapon. One that could be
Who are you
wielded
even
with
aiming
an
at?
iron will. Or you could continue to
Thought we could use him, but we can't.
Are you trying to win me over?
long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Oh, really?
Mind the daily.
You can't run!
We shall prevail!
Futile! Cascade Killjoy! We've only just begun! I miscalculated.
You absolutely did, sir. Whoop! I didn't take damage there.
This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the Balladeer here.
I remember this.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar.
I remember this. It was an unsettling place.
Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools
hello.
all for me? Wow. You shouldn't have.
Oh, don't worry. She's gonna die soon.
What do you have to gain from belittling your subordinates? You might not want to admit it, but you are a part of this plan.
She's just so pretty.
Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course, even this pales in comparison to being experimented on by the doctor.
What a sharp tongue you have. Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your true feelings to yourself.
Save your breath. I know what I have to do.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking you're invincible, and don't let your emotions get in the way.
Surely you're not worried about me.
I just can't have you getting in my way. You and Child never fail to find ways to complicate things.
But the Tugly at least is fun.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic nation. But you, being tossed out like trash, must make you want to destroy it completely. Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. Now, give that poor little tongue of yours a rest and stop pretending like you're above everyone else.
I kind of really like that we got this extra bit of Signiorta. Because she's dead. We don't get anything else of her. So getting her a little bit of her in a backstory, it's good. It's nice.
Bye then.
Flashback.
See you at the victory feast.
Bye. Long may you reign in death.
Poor little tongue? She's playing with fire,
Yeah, that's
talking
what she
to me
does.
like that. Who does she think she is?
She literally does play with fire.
Forget it. Someone might find me here any minute now. I should prepare to give them a warm welcome.
The plot does not end here. There is more of this story to come. Wanderer, are you able to continue?
Yes. Please don't worry about me.